Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Monica, you are the first one today. Welcome. Nice to see you guys. Thoughtful writer is here. Mary Odia, Oluwaseun Olagunju, Ofuobi Progress, Idowu Oluwato Ayomide Oluwa. Wow, that's a long one, eh, Gideon? Rochelle White, Jide Balogun, Adeola Disu, welcome, everyone. This is another day of glory, another day of explosion, another day of exposition, revelation, and auditions. Anastasia McDonald, welcome. Flora Ibrahim, Ife Fernandez. Albertina is back here. We just finished with Albertina, by the way. And she's already back. Kennedy Festus, Toyin Ogunwomogju, Tuli, Princess Adetola, Anita David, Shade Banks. Well, welcome everyone. Let me show you the topic we're dealing with today. We are dealing with this topic here: how pastors and churches are turning you into psychopaths. And the characteristic of psychopath we are examining today is lack of fear. They turn you into psychopaths, lack of fear. So I'm going to show a video here today that's going to show you that psychopaths don't seem to have the normal sense of fear like normal people. Psychopaths don't fear anything almost. And even if they fear, you never know it. But what I'm saying is, what we are talking about is how pastors are turning people, ordinary people, members of their churches, into psychopaths. And why they do it, they don't have any remorse, and they don't have any fear of the consequences. But the worst thing is even the fact that the members now are becoming psychopathic themselves. So the members of these churches also are becoming psychopaths who don't have any fear, who don't have any sorrow, who don't have, any regret or remorse for whatever evil they do. And they don't have fear to do evil. Can you just imagine, for example, when a pastor is maltreating a church member and other church members are participating in the maltreatment? Other church members are participating in the abuse, and they don't have any fear. They don't have fear of consequences. They don't have fear of them doing anything wrong. They just go ahead and do the evil anyway. So the general populace, general membership of the church, they are all as well becoming like their psychopathic leaders. So let's see some videos, I guess, that will show us examples of this kind of situation. Then after that, I'm going to talk today, after I will quickly finish this particular topic, then I'm going to talk about a video that is widespread, that is spreading in Nigeria right now. It's called Nigeria Need Mercy or something. Is it God Have Mercy on Nigeria? Ask for mercy for Nigeria or something. Ask for mercy for Nigeria. Moses Alu, I think, right? Moses Alu. One Moses Alu, man of God, expose, apostle, whatever. Moses Alu, we are going to be examining that Have Mercy on Nigeria prayer that pastor did. That YouTube video or Facebook video is trending right now about that pastor's prayer. Pastor Alu saying God should have mercy on Nigeria, which is a good thing. But we are going to examine that. But before we do that, let's quickly start with this particular topic, our topic, because I want to finish this topic this week before we move on to the next topic next week. So let me show you. Let me show you first of all the topic of the week that we are treating. Of today, and then we'll go to the analysis of it. So how pastors and churches are turning you into psychopaths, and the factor we are looking for today is lack of fear. Lack of fear for consequences, lack of fear for the evil they do. And not just the pastors are now involved with that, even members are manifesting that same threat of, that same trait of lack of fear in, misbehaving and without no fear of consequences. So let's see a video that will show us exactly what I'm talking about right now. Okay, here we go.
Your life is only moving as well. You tried charm, you tried everything, but nothing is moving. I want to pray for you. I know whichever overflow you're in, I want you to walk right here now. David, popular. Actually, you're a DJ.
If you are in this congregation, your name is David. You have tried everything, but you cannot blow. Even if they touch God with your body, you will not blow like David. Run to the...
Okay, remove it. Find another one. What is the point?
David what? DJ Collect.
We have another
DJ
one.
Collect. Mr. DJ, let's go. Where are you from? Can you speak louder? Did you say charm before? Because I'm seeing charms.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
You took charms from different witch doctors, but nothing worked.
Nothing.
Where are those charms? Huh?
I left it at home.
You leave them at home. He has left the charms at home. And I call out his name. I didn't say your name is actually DJ.
You are a DJ. You are a DJ.
DJ.
Oh,
Yes, no, this.
Have you ever told me your name before? Have you ever told me your name? Or where you stay, your house number, your address, how many kids you have? Do I know you?
No.
I'm asking.
Yeah, we meet before. Yeah, we meet before here.
What did we meet? What did we talk?
Around 2 o'clock.
I was here today.
Yes,
You saw me. You saw me.
Yes, to speak with someone today. Ask me.
Put the hands on Jesus. This again.
Shout. He don't cover you. He don't talk, say he know you. He don't talk, say he know you.
Do you have anyone who can speak his language?
I was sitting.
Put the hands on Jesus. Do you have somebody who can interpret? What language you speak? What does they speak?
Translator. Now, you know the year you say, Sabi.
Huh? You speak Swana? Huh? Do you know me?
Yes. No. It's not like I know you. Maybe I'm not sure, but I don't know you, even though we stay in the same street. I don't know you.
What you're speaking is not English.
Can I get the translation? I want to say.
He wants Swana. Okuluki is speaking Swana.
He speaks Swana?
Yes.
He says you saw me today and I was in Malawi.
I'm money now. He said he called you, you called him, and you asked him, what is your name?
I called him. I called you where? What time?
He said during the day you called him.
I met you.
He said during the day.
I met you.
But you overflow.
Was I here?
He said the way he said
Where is the translator? Aha! Thank you very much, translator. Yeah. Please tell him that does he know me? So that I can prove to the church that I don't know him before. That the prophecy it came that he's a DJ.
Was I here?
he said the way he said it is so suspicious that you are the one who you saw.
Anyway, the which you took from which doctor?
Now, I'm sure you know what's going on there, right? So what normally happens in this kind of churches is that they have a stage, they do stage miracle. So in most of the cases, what happens is that they will have their agents, these prophets will have their agents go to prepare the, the people testifying and the people showing the miracle. Normally they will pay them, or sometimes they don't pay them, but they will tell them that, they will get all the information from the victims, and then they will go and say, okay, the victim should come into the church. So when the victim comes into the church, the man of God will begin to call out those victims as if he had never seen them before, as if he was seeing them for the first time. And in this particular case, so the stage thing went wrong, because the guy was saying, I never saw you before, and how will I know your problems? And the guy was saying, but you saw me in the afternoon. So what was happening is that this guy had, interviewed the victim in the afternoon before then, about 2 o'clock, and this was 7 o'clock meeting. And and he didn't expect this man to actually come out and say that. But the point we are making is, the topic of today is that there is no fear. These people are doing evil without any kind of fear. That is, he's staging a miracle, and he's not having any animosity, no fear, no intimidation. He's just doing it as if that's the way things are supposed to be. So no fear. No fear. Can we shoot the one without the other people? Are you sure? Okay. So let's look at the event again. Okay.
As well. You tried everything, but nothing is moving. I want to pray for you. I know whichever overflow you're in, I want you to walk right here now. David, popular. Actually, you're a DJ. What's your name?
David.
Huh?
David.
David what?
DJ Collect.
You say, stop.
DJ Collect.
Now, you see what's happening here? The man is doing, the Bushiri is acting as if he's giving word of knowledge. But really, they had met and had arranged for the man to be there. But in most cases, it is not the man himself, the Bushiri or the prophet, who goes to arrange. It is normally his assistants who go to arrange, so that they don't ever meet with the victims. So the victim will be crying and rejoicing and say, oh, I never met you before. No, I never met you before. But they have actually met with the assistants, because the assistants would normally interview these people. And it is out of the interview that they get to know, what their problems are, and then they report all those problems to the so-called prophet. But in this case, I guess, Bushiri came to do the interview himself in the afternoon, and because he's so used to doing this thing without fear. That's what I'm saying, that psychopaths don't experience the sense of fear. Every normal person is afraid of being exposed, but they are not as afraid of being exposed or failing or something like that. Those are tendencies of psychopaths. Now, let's continue.
Mr. DJ, let's go. Where are you from? Can you speak louder? Did you say champ before? Because I'm seeing champs.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
You took champs from different witch doctors.
Stop. You could tell from the face of that man that he's surprised. Why are you asking me if I've used charm before? But you know me now. But I've told you. So the man himself is not in the game yet, and he's surprised. Why are you asking me if I used charm before? But you should know that. But I told you in the afternoon. Okay, here we go.
But nothing worked.
Nothing.
Where are those champs?
Huh?
You leave them at home. He has left the champs at home. And I call out his name. I even said your name is actually DJ. Do I know you, sir?
Yes, I know.
Have you ever told me your name before? Have you ever told me your name?
No.
Or where you stay?
You see the way the man is looking at you now? Prophet, are you really asking me this question? But you know I know you now. You know I know you. You know, that's the way the man is looking at the prophet. Pastor, but you know I know you now. Didn't we talk in the afternoon? And he knows what the man is expecting from him. He knows that the man is expecting him to say, no, I don't know you before. But maybe in this case, it's not being paid. But there are actually some more tragic situations when they are actually being paid. They are being paid for it. So he has to say, no, you don't know me before. We never met before. So then, but he gets his pay for it. But this is probably the kind of cases when the man didn't want to lie. Let's go ahead.
Your house number, your address, how many kids you have. Do I know you?
No.
I'm asking.
You stop. You see, the man is not comfortable. He wants to lie. He wanted to lie to support the bishop on one hand, but on the other hand, he didn't want to lie because of his conscience. So he's really confused right now. But for most church members, they will just lie to make the man of God feel good. Okay, go ahead and play.
Yeah, we meet before here.
What did we meet? What did we talk?
Around 2 o'clock.
I was
Stop.
there.
So if they didn't meet, how would the guy know exactly the time they met? The guy could tell exactly the time they met. Okay, now he's looking for the defense and protection from congregation. But the congregation are not in church. They come in the evening. So how would they know that you are there or you are not there in the afternoon? The congregation only comes in the evening. Okay, go ahead. Now, stop. You see, the congregation has become his deliverers. But all over his face, can you see it in the face of the prophet? It's all written that he's lying. He's not confident. He's embarrassed. You see all the embarrassment in his face? No more confidence. He's lost it. Because that's how they behave. He's so sure that the guy will not let it go. Even the security behind is more relaxed than him. Because he's lying. And he's so used to it. Now that fear factor that they use is going against him because they don't fear. But now the guy is letting the bros out.
Yes,
You saw me. You saw me.
Yes, to speak with someone today. Ask me.
Stop.
Put the hands on Jesus.
You see, the man is trying to help him out and say, okay, he's somebody. But he's going to press the man, getting himself into the hole deeper. Because the man is going to speak out. Go ahead.
Again. Do I know you? I've never met you before. Do I know you?
He's not allowed. Stop. You see, he's not allowing the guy to answer. The guy wanted to answer. He's running to the crowd again for support. Go ahead.
I was sitting.
Put the hands on Jesus.
You see, stop. The man wanted to explain the situation, how they met and something, and he's saying, go put your hand for Jesus. He's running away from it. You get what is happening. So these are the deception that is a typical characteristic of the psychopath. He is so confident without fear that whatever his trick is going to work out, and it backfired on him. So let's see the topic of today again. I want you to see what we are dealing with. What we are dealing with is this: how pastors and churches are turning you into psychopaths and lack of fear. So they do horrible things, shameful things, fearful things, but don't even experience any fear. That's what we are talking about. Okay, let me go to the point. Let me go into the point. Or you have another video you want us to say. Let me go into the point because I want to talk about that prayer that the one man prayed in Nigeria. Have mercy in Nigeria, or what does it call? Pray for mercy for Nigeria. Pray for mercy for Nigeria. So I will quickly finish this and we'll go to that other clip. Pray for mercy for Nigeria. Okay, let's see this particular. So psychopaths are notorious for a lack of fear. Even though we don't live by fear, but there is a place of fear fear also has its place in the preservation of humanity. If you are on the 10th floor, for example, and you want to jump, fear is necessary. There is a place for fear in our lives. God put fear. Fear is a creation of God. You know, fear, negative fear is bad. We don't need fear. We don't need fear, and negative fear is bad. But there is a kind of fear that is meant for preservation. Fear of preservation, fear that we shouldn't. There is a need for social fear as well. Fear that we don't do wrong things that are wrong or that are not acceptable. Or if you stand on the 3rd floor, on the 10th floor or 30th floor and you want to jump, it is fear that holds you back. So that way, fear is healthy. So there is a place for fear. Let's look at that again. So psychopaths are notorious for a lack of fear. Even though we don't live by fear, fear also has its place in the preservation of humanity. This becomes more of recklessness. When there is no fear, then that is recklessness, especially when they are on the stage, these pastors. Hence, they beat people. That's why they are able to beat people. I mean, normal human being will have some doubt before he slaps another person. Normal human being will have some second thought before he beats other person up. But these pastors will beat people, they will slap people, they will push people down, humiliate them without any fear. Another horrible thing these psychopath pastors do is they blame others for things that are actually their fault. Because you know it, before you know it, members too begin to blame people who refuse to be manipulated by them. Ephesians 4:20-24 says, "But you have not so learned Christ, if indeed you have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus, that you put off concerning your former conduct the old man which grows corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man which was created according to God in true righteousness and holiness." So they may admit blame when they are forced into a corner, but these admissions are not accompanied by a sense of shame or remorse, and they have no desire to change their future behavior. Psychopaths don't have love for the truth. The only truth they speak is the ones that favor them, those that enhance their position. This we see both in pastors and members today. Psychopaths have a special zeal for manipulation, especially when it has to do with others parting with their rights, position, money. They want to take money from others. Money, rights, money, properties from other people. Psychopaths use words freely and carelessly. To them, the use of words are important only as long as they justify their cause. The true meaning of those words don't matter. They will make you to believe it as they want you to understand it. That is the way the African pastors preach and interpret the Bible these days. Ephesians 4:29-32 says, "Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth." Videos that confirm this. "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearers. And do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Let all bitterness, wrath, anger, clamor, and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice, and be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave us." This is the kind of character that we are supposed to have in Christ Jesus. But let me show you, I want to show you 2 or 3 more videos that confirm this kind of psychopathic behavior that we're talking about. When psychopaths are doing things that are supposed to naturally have some fear factor into it, that are not normal. And even members begin to repeat those psychopathic behaviors, especially in terms of fear and lack of fear. So let's see another one where pastors and members are demonstrating exactly these qualities that we are talking about. Okay, look what is happening here, for example. You know, these things are, a normal human being will have a second thought before, you know, beating people like this. You know, you know, you see the way he's eating, and how can you just beat? What about if the husband of that woman comes and protect her and fight for her? But psychopaths don't have that sense of fear. You can look at this other one beating a man like that. That man could slap him. But they don't care. They are beating women like that. They don't even care that the woman could go to court. I mean, they are doing things that are actually, they are not normal. Normal people would not just come and slap another person. But, you know, see the way they are treating other human beings. On the normal situation, you will not go to the street and treat another person like this. So nobody will do that. You will not go to the street and mistreat a grown-up man like this. But, you know, psychopaths and these pastors have become psychopaths because they are drunk by their power. They are power drunk. And their behavior, you know, is showing that they don't have any fear at all. No fear of consequences. You see, you know, beating women, grown-up women like this. I mean, you know, these are very, very scary behavior. Scary behavior. I mean, if I have people here from this country, Europeans, who are watching this video now. I mean, to them, it's just out of this. I mean, they are thinking that both these pastors are using drugs and the people they are beating are also using drugs. There is something abnormal here. It's not normal for anybody to tolerate this. And this is even a policeman and he's beating him up, you know, and you know, no fear for them. You know, I'm not talking about fear. I'm talking about second thought. You know, no sign of intimidation that to say that, you know, to have a second thought that, hey, this thing, it could go wrong, bro. They don't have that kind of fear. That is what psychopaths do. And if you look at it, other members of the church are also joining. And then other members of the church are also partnering in demonstrating this kind of behavior. Let me show you another video, right? Are we ready? Another video here that will show the same quality. Yeah.
While we're talking about elections, okay, so I actually didn't want to talk about this story. Honestly, I swear, I didn't want to talk about it. But the man of God himself did not stop talking. So now we have to talk about it. A few weeks ago, when we had the U.S. election, I asked if anybody knows what happened to T.B. Joshua's prophecy about the U.S. election. Well, we've all forgotten about the story. And, you know, we moved on until the man of God came out to explain himself to us.
The prophecy I gave here last.
Okay, you all know this story, right? The man of God, that is T.B. Joshua, the so-called man of God, he went ahead and prophesied that Hillary was going to win the election, which was a lie. It was not even prophecy. He just messed up because people were putting pressure on him. And since he is the one, he has proclaimed and acclaimed himself as a famous prophet and that he knows everything that is supposed to happen. So people are putting pressure on him to say who was going to win. And since all the media houses in America were saying it is Hillary going to win, he just went ahead and prophesied that it is Hillary. Hillary is going to win. It's a woman. So, but a normal person is supposed to have some form of regret and sorrow. You have been caught red-handed. You are supposed to now come and say, I'm sorry, I missed it this time. You know, we are not always right, I'm sorry. But psychopaths don't have that sense of regret. They don't have that sense of fear to be able to, you know, be remorseful. See what happened.
The prophecy I gave here last Sunday, thousands of people, they went for fasting and prayer, crying to God that God, please hear our cry. We want this to change.
Okay, so he was trying to say that he did not make a mistake as a prophet, okay, that his prophecy was genuine. It's just that now people can change his prophecy.
They call, say, thank you, man of God. Thank you. You are welcome. We heard your prophecy, and immediately we called ourselves. Thousands or so, we went to wilderness, we fast and pray.
Now, who does that? Only psychopaths. I mean, you've been caught red-handed. And you are still coming out to say, no, everything is okay. It is just they that something wrong, or only God changed his mind. God changed his mind, yeah. As if God didn't know that people are going to pray. You want to tell me that God didn't know that people are going to pray? So as if God made a mistake, as if it's God just decided to change his mind. It's only those are psychopathic behaviors. Okay?
Make it pray.
I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but he's telling us that after his prophecy came out, Americans called him to thank him for his prophecy, and then they gathered in thousands, and they all naked themselves to pray.
This your prophecy gave us clue and guideline. Change this law, airport law, fasting and prayer. Make it pray.
So I don't know what is wrong with us. I guess he's trying to imagine thousands of naked Americans praying. But why did they have to naked his foot? I don't know. Anyway, I am so happy that the man of God explained himself. That way we don't have to guess about what happened to the prophecy. But this is the only thing that I don't like.
This is out of one in the cartons, not only the email, the pictures there.
Why? Why is it that on a day like this, you did not show us the carton? Because if the prophecy came to pass, you would hold back in the things that you will show us.
It's not a fake email.
Of course, it's not a fake email. In case anybody is doubting, me, I already know, by the way, that it's not a fake email. You don't need to convince me, but you know that there are some enemies of progress, people that don't believe, people of little faith. Yes, they are the ones that we need to convince.
Okay, don't open the picture, just read the email.
Don't open the picture, okay?
I will show you the picture at a distance. See the picture. You see the picture?
You see, that's another thing that I don't really like, sir, when you decided to show us the picture from a distance. Because, normally when we are talking about the miracles, we always zoom in. So some of us were surprised that we did not zoom in this time around. That's just the only thing. But I am very glad that the man of God explained himself. Hopefully we can now finally move on regarding this US election saga. If anybody wants to see the footage, it's on my YouTube page and my Facebook page. Having said all this, by the way, this has nothing to do with the man of God. And don't write me that I'm talking about the man of God. But if you're ever in a position of authority, nobody is above mistake, okay? People always appreciate when you come out and you say, I've made a mistake, or I'm sorry, and you move on. You don't have to try to convince everybody that you are right, because you don't have to be right all the time. I make mistakes on this show and I come back and I say, your girl has made a mistake, okay, you understand, and we move on. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
But what she doesn't know is that is a complete, a natural demonstration of psychopathic behavior. That's what psychopaths do. They don't own up to their behavior. They don't own up to their behavior. They will they will even make you to be the one to blame for it. You made a mistake. I mean, we are not God. Now. Every one of us can make mistakes. You missed it. Okay, I missed it. Oh. Okay, let's show you another one. Another psychopathic one that is talking here. They make everything look the opposite. As if, no, they cannot make mistake. It's not they who are wrong. There's no fear. No more human being have fear that people will say I'm lying, or okay, please don't let me tell the truth, or don't let me do this thing, or people will not understand. But they don't. Psychopaths don't have that kind of fear. Let's see what happens here.
Always be those who would like for it to be true. But in spite of the accusations against Jesus, it would change who he was. So it will change who he was. There are preachers and there are men of God. Yes. I'm a preacher. I'm a man of God. Understand the difference. See, and I go in the way I'm asked to go. It may cause some trouble with individuals. But that's not because I've done something wrong. See, that's not because I've done something wrong.
Stop. Now, if you don't know what's going on here, somebody threw him a question about the wife, that the wife did an interview and said that, they divorced, and the ground for divorce is adultery, and that you have many women living with you, that you have not been living together for 15 years, and that she has been suffering and she has been tolerating that. And so the man of God came out and said, no, I've not done anything. See what he said? He said, because, there are men of God who cannot make mistakes. Preachers can make mistakes, but men of God cannot make mistakes. So that I am a man of God, I cannot make mistake. I cannot do anything wrong. If your wife is leaving you, there is no way. If my wife leaves me today, it's not going to be her fault. It's going to be my fault, first of all, because I'm the head of the family. If she leaves me today, even if she has any fault, it will be my fault too. There is no way, if there is divorce, there are always fault in the two places. There is not just fault in one place. So for you to say your wife left you and that she is the one that is a demon, and that is why she left you, that you didn't do anything wrong, that is a strong one. Only psychopaths can do that. Let's go. Where was it, Reverend Anita? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's.
Thing. All right, it's a positional thing. If a man of God mature, you can make mistakes.
Yeah. You see, he's talking about the wife. When it comes to Reverend Anita, pray for her. I am okay. I am okay. So, who does that? Any human being knows that if a divorce happens, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy for me. It's a tragedy for the wife, for the woman. You come out and say, we experienced a tragedy in our life, family fallout. Show some remorse that, something horrible has happened. My wife left me. I'm sorry. I'm going to do my best to fight for her. I'm going to go. Well, it is Reverend Anita that is the problem. Who does that? That all is a sign of psychopath. Putting no responsibility. Go ahead.
You can make mistakes. You can do something that's wrong. But people expect the wife of the minister to definitely be at the level of that minister. And so they may be looked upon and the expectations will be like that. But it's a positional thing. All right? It's a positional thing. If a man of God is married, it doesn't automatically mean that the wife of the man of God is therefore a woman of God. That's not the way it is in the Bible. That's why you don't really find the wives of men of God mentioned in the Bible. How many of them? Who was Peter's wife?
No, because you divorce, now you are building a theory, a doctrine around that one, that wives don't matter. Who is the wife of Peter? Who is the wife of John? Who is the wife of Paul? Did you say anybody? Wives are not in the Bible. What kind of a doctrine is that one? So women don't matter? But you are using women now. And you are using women as ministers. Deborah, is she not a woman? Rebecca, is she not a woman? Hannah, is she not a woman? Ruth, is she not a woman? Esther, is she not a woman? Mary, is she not a woman? Magdalene, is she not a woman? To say, who was there? None of them was mentioned in the Bible. None of them was mentioned in the Bible. I think I'm done with this one. I think I'm done. Please, let's go to that Mercy on Nigeria video. I want to do another thing. I just wanted to quickly, finish this one up. Okay, no. Let's start with that Mercy on, then we'll come back again. We'll go over it again. There is this video that is going viral among Nigerians, and I probably received about 100 from 100 people this video. This video has come to me from as many people as, I don't know how many people. So many people have sent it to me. And let's have a look at that video, this video first. Then I will not comment on it immediately. I will comment on it later on. Okay, let's go ahead.
People read the Bible and see what they like to see. Some of you have sent all manner of posts to me of what the men of God saying in reaction to all the wickedness that is going on in Nigeria. Herdsmen killing people in Benue State and other parts of the country. Very gruesome killings that are going on. Listen, the test of your Christianity is when you are provoked. That is when you will know whether you are spiritual or you are carnal. And I'm hearing people like Paul and Apostle Suleiman. I'm hearing others. And what they are saying is going viral. And what they are doing is standing at the altar and laying curse, and laying curse, and laying curse, and laying curse. And I'm looking at you and saying, you are laying curse on who? This is not the time to lay curse. This is the time for sober reflection. Where have we gone wrong? So many churches everywhere, so many pastors full of anointing. Some of them carry it in their hand, some carry it in their leg, some people pour it inside a bottle of water and sell it. So much anointing going on, but why is evil still increasing in the land? Something is wrong. Where is the God that is making you people to be millionaires? Why do you stand on scriptures that prosper you and you don't know scripture that can bring peace to a nation? Change your prayer point. You know what? Only Daniel return them to their land. If God can get one man, one woman, one child of God, one that can truly stand in the gap, because Boneneche quoted Ezekiel 22 or so, where God says he's looking for a man that stood in the gap. He read it and he's claiming that he is the one to stand in the gap.
I'm sorry, we are going to continue now, but I see that people are asking for his name. I'm not recommending him. The fact that I'm showing here doesn't mean that I'm endorsing him. I'm not endorsing him because I listened to one of other video from him. I'm not endorsing him at all. So don't ask for his name from me. And if you find out his name and go to look for him, it's not from me. I'm not. The fact that he's speaking this one rightly doesn't mean that I'm endorsing his ministry, because there are some funny things that also that you will see there. So I'm not recommending this man as his church or his ministry. I'm not endorsing. But, you know, just there's a reason why I'm showing you this tape. Go ahead.
Scripture say God didn't find any. God looked for who will stand in the gap. He didn't find one man in Nigeria today. Who is that one man that can stand and say he has such a relationship with God that he can stand in the gap for Nigeria? All we need is mercy from your heart. Lord, have mercy on Nigeria. Lord, have mercy on Nigeria. We are all sad. We are all angry at what is happening. But what is the solution? Sober reflection. Go back again and take a look. We ask God. Concluding, the conclusion is we have all sinned. We have not done that which we are supposed to do. Our influence is not felt in a corrupt country like Nigeria. So many churches and pastors and big ministries, but how has it affected the progress of Nigeria? It has only affected their personal families and personal pockets. It has not affected anything. It's wrong. Go on your knees and say, go on your knees. Everybody go on your knees. Including them on my knees, Lord. It was Boko Haram. Now it's full of the herdsmen. Armed robbers, ritual killers everywhere in the land. Uncertainty in a country that is full of so much resources, so much poverty everywhere is because of corruption. Corruption from the pulpit.
Okay, good. Let's start all over again. I'm going to analyze what is going on here. What do I see here, guys? Very beautiful, very, very beautiful approach. Very balanced approach. Very un-Nigerian approach. But like I said, I am not endorsing the guy because his doctrines is a funny doctrine, or it's a funny doctrine. You know, he has a lot of funny doctrine ideas. So I'm not endorsing him. I'm just, because this thing is going around, so I want to use this particular one, this particular fragment to, you know, teach us some things. Let's go through the message again.
People read the Bible and see what they like to see. Some of you have sent all manner of posts to me of what the men of God are saying in reaction to all the wickedness that is going on in Nigeria. Headsmen killing people in Benue State and other parts of the country. Very gruesome killings that are going on. Listen, the test of your Christianity is when you are provoked. That is when you will know whether you are spiritual.
Can you get the point he's making? Beautiful point. The test of your Christianity is when you are provoked. It's not when everything is going on, but mainland Christianity in Nigeria right now, they don't understand that. That when you are provoked is exactly when you are supposed to demonstrate Christianity and Christian virtues. So that's a very good point that this man is making. And, you know, that is exactly how every Christian is supposed to relate. Nobody should be, what do you say? Nobody should be surprised about this. In any nation of the world, everybody who is a Christian should know this. This is so elementary. But it is in Nigeria that we are celebrating and we are jumping up because pastor said don't retaliate. Because pastor said the test of your Christianity is when you are provoked, so don't retaliate. Love. That's what this man is saying. That is the right gospel attitude. And everybody is supposed to say that. There is nothing unusual on that. But in Nigeria now, oh, wow, ooh, ah, is different. Why? Because all other people would have said, let's go and kill them. Let's see the normal Nigerian reaction. Let's see normal Nigerian reaction here. Okay, let's see this one here. This is the normal Nigerian reaction when you are provoked. Is it playing?
Anybody who is interested in the destruction of Nigeria, destruction shall never leave his generation.
So. That is the normal Nigeria. That is Nigeria Christianity. This one, that is the normal Nigeria Christianity for you. This is the real mainstream. This Anesha guy, that is the mainstream. It is not Christianity. What this Anesha is doing is not Christianity. That is not Christianity. That is not Christianity. So, but what this man was talking about, that man, that is just the normal, raw Christianity. Raw Christianity. Never retaliate evil for evil. Never repay evil for evil. That is just normal. Nobody should be surprised or jumping about that. But because of all the wrong Christianity that we have entertained, we have been fed in Nigeria, that your enemy has to die, you have to kill somebody, you have to kill the witch, this Anesha guy. That is why we are all now rejoicing that other guy is saying, love your enemies. As if he's saying something, ooh, out of the space. Let's hear that Anesha to the end. The killers are here. The destroyers.
Whoever that person is, and wherever they may be in this world, whether in this nation, outside this nation, our history shows us that nobody who was ever interested in the destruction of this nation ever survived. I will not go into detail, but I know of a man called Gaddafi, who about the year of 2010, 2011, from his country, was dictating what should happen in Nigeria. At the point he suggested that Nigeria should be divided along religious lines. Anybody remember? And there seemed to be some suggestion that he could have had a hand in what was going on in this nation to destroy lives. Question is, where is he now? And how many of his generation? Where is he and his generation? I say that as a signal to anybody across the length and breadth of this nation, from every level, to decree anybody interested in the wastage of Nigeria, may God waste your life, waste your destiny, waste your generation. Somebody shout fire! Let me say two things before we pray, because we have a high level of ignorance. Number one, nobody has the right to take another person's life, whether it is in the name of religion.
Now, this guy is saying nobody has the right to take another person's life. But he is praying that God should go and kill everybody that is against Nigeria. Is it killing, praying that people should die? Is that not taking people's life? You are doing the same thing that the herdsmen are doing. You are doing the same thing that the Hausa Fulani herdsmen are doing. They are killing people with machete, but you are killing people with your words. That's why Jesus said, don't be overcome by evil. Don't be overcome by evil. Don't let evil overcome you. Don't become a killer because somebody was killed. You have to overcome evil with good. Okay. I think we should go back to the other guy. Because I don't want to, continue with this. Let's go back to the other guy who got it right. Let's go back to the one who got it right. Okay, let's go.
Or you are carnal. And I'm hearing people like Polyneche. I'm hearing people like Apostle Suleiman. I'm hearing others. And what they are saying is going viral. And what they are doing is standing at the altar and laying curse, and laying curse, and laying curse, and laying curse. And I'm looking at you and saying, you are laying curse on who? This is not the time to lay curse. This is the time for sober reflection. Where have we gone wrong? So many churches everywhere, so many pastors full of anointing. Some of them carried in their hand, some carried in their leg, some even pour it inside a bottle of water and sell it. So much anointing going on, but why is evil still increasing in the land? Something is wrong.
Oh. Beautiful point that this man is making. Self-reflection. Whenever anything happens, that's the time for us to reflect and say, why is it that we have so many churches, but Nigerian leaders are not reflecting? So that is the good thing in what this man is doing. He's a pastor in Nigeria and coming now to say, we are all guilty of this. We have all these churches, we are praying all these prayers, and instead of things to get better, things are getting worse. It means that something is wrong. Why? Don't blame the Muslims. Don't blame the Fulani. They are just the victims themselves. They are just the people that Satan is using. But we ourselves, we say we belong to God. So what is been wrong with what we are preaching? Okay, go ahead, please.
Where is the God that is making you people to be millionaires?
So, beautiful point. How is it that God could hear your prayer when it comes to you becoming a millionaire and buying private jet? How is it that God could answer your prayer when it comes to you, building universities, and God is great? How come when it comes to fake miracles, God is great? How come it is that God is great, God is visible, God is powerful only in the church building, but it's not powerful in the country? How come God is powerful when it comes to deliverance and pushing women down, beating them up, pushing them down, humiliating them, casting on demons out of people, out of the weak people? How it come that demon cannot be cast out of the country? It cannot be cast out of the headsman. It cannot be cast out of the Muslims. Why is it that God is not working? What makes the God dead? Deaf when it comes to the nation? Those are the questions we should be asking ourselves. So that is the point that this guy got right. But you see, everybody in Nigeria is thinking, wow, the guy is spoken. Wow. Every one of us are supposed to be thinking like this. But because Christians have suspended their mind, it's now like a big revelation that this man is talking like this. But this is exactly how any critically thinking human being is supposed to be thinking. This shouldn't be a huge revelation like this, like we are looking at it. It should be everything that every Christian in Nigeria should be thinking about. Let's continue.
Why do you stand on scriptures that prosper you and you don't know scripture that can bring peace to a nation?
Go back a little bit. The man, somebody was ringing a bell there. Okay.
Why do you stand on scriptures that prosper you and you don't know scripture that can bring peace to a nation?
Stop. So you see what the man is doing? He has a bell or something like that. Is that a bell? Yeah, he's got a bell. So that already you should pay attention to that. So that is telling you that there is something fishy in this particular church too. What kind of church they are doing bell when the man is preaching? What is the bell for? What is? We know of coconut already. Okay, we know of ribena. We know of salt. We know of stone. But bell, when the preacher is preaching bell, what is that for? That's why I'm saying I'm not endorsing this preacher. I'm just endorsing the fact that I'm not endorsing him, and I know his doctrine because he's under William Branham. William Branham is the old 1940, 1950 prophet that died tragically because he went into error. So it's an erroneous teaching. Branham teaching is an error, and he died tragically because of it. So that is what where this man belongs. But the fact that he belongs in the wrong cult or denomination or movement doesn't mean that if he's talking the right thing, I should say he's not talking the right thing. No, if he's talking the right thing, we have to appreciate what he's talking. If he's talking sense, we have to give him acknowledgement for the sense that he's talking. But for somebody to be ringing that bell there, that should ring a bell for anybody who thinks. But the things he's saying, they make sense, and we have to celebrate that.
I am not laying calls on any Fulani man. I am not laying calls on the government. I have looked everywhere around this country, and including myself, I have found myself guilty. Every Christian in Nigeria, we are guilty.
Stop.
And we will be held responsible.
You say that is a very, very sacrosanct, aspect of the whole thing. He said he found himself guilty too, because of the kind of Christianity that he's been practicing in Nigeria. He's a sincere guy. You could tell that the guy is innocent. I mean, he's sincere. He's, he has a pure heart. He has a heart to seek the truth. So he's saying, I have discovered that what we are practicing in Nigeria is wrong, including me. I am guilty. And the practices of the Christianity, instead of putting all the blame on Buhari, put all the blame on Yausa, Fulani, put all the blame on the herdsmen, as if the herdsmen are the first problem we have in Nigeria. Just last year, it was Biafra people, everybody was saying it was our problem. Before then, it was the Niger Delta people who were the problem. So, problem come from different areas. Before then, it was the APC or PSC in Lagos that was the problem. So problem could come from any sector. But what he is saying is that if we know God, we will search our hearts first of all. Let's continue, please.
For what is happening in the country, because it is Christianity in Nigeria that is the center of corruption. Where you should point out evil, you are romancing with evil. Who are those giving you billions to build your churches? Are they not the ones that have been turned this country into what it is today?
Stop.
Are the politicians not giving?
Beautiful point. You see, he's just telling the truth that everybody already knows. That we are embracing all the corrupt politicians. We are taking their money to build our churches. We are, was Buhari not with Adeboye in this church? He was there now. Didn't Adeboye pray for Buhari? He prayed. Didn't he pray for Jonathan? He prayed. But the worst thing is that a lot of these politicians are giving churches money. And the churches have been compromised. That's what he is talking about. That if we have been compromised, why should we blame the country or the government or the Hausas for it? Because we are the ones who have been compromised. That's the point he's making. Go ahead.
Do you tithe an office? What are you telling them? If you want peace in this country, don't lay curse on anybody. Go on your knees and say, Lord, pray the prayer of Daniel. We have sinned. Have mercy on Nigeria. Have mercy. I am telling you, if Christians all over Nigeria will rise, if Christian Association of Nigeria can hear me now, and all their members to go on their knees in a solemn fast and ask for mercy, 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 they will see that the God of heaven that intervenes in the affairs of men, he will come down, there will be peace. But as long as you get hot, you lay curse. What has been the effect of your curse?
Stop.
Worse.
A beautiful point. You have been laying curse. What has been the effect? Let's see some do Suleiman's curse and see what has been the effect of those curse and Oyedepo's curse. Like, did it bring any progress? Did it change anything in the country? No. Things are getting worse. The more curse we lay on the Fulanis, the more they are growing bigger and they are getting worse. This one I said one of the governors was going to die. El Rufai was going to die. But he didn't die. Instead of him dying, the guy that grows stronger. Yeah, play.
Okay. After about a week, after 2 weeks, he called me. He said, please, If they don't do that, they might bring them to come around church premises. I said, it's okay. Are you the one they after? It's me. I said, it's okay. And I told my people, I said, any Fulani man you see around you, kill him. Yesterday she was talking, I just kept quiet. Because you know women, there are things you don't tell them. And I told them in the church here, around this premises, any Fulani man that just entered by mistake, I want to protect, kill him, kill him. Cut his head. If they are busy killing Christians and nothing is happening, we will kill them and nothing will happen. I said I'm not going to talk this year, so let me not talk. Am I talking to somebody here? Apostle, why are you saying they should kill somebody? Didn't David kill Goliath?
Stop the thing. I don't tire. So this is this one is the typical Nigerian Christianity here. This is the typical Nigerian Christianity. Didn't David kill Goliath? Because David killed Goliath, go and kill all the people who are against you. Go and kill all of them. But nothing happened. All his declaration, all his prophetic declaration, all his prayers, so that man was right. No, let's show you the way he was doing it. So that man was right. So evil doesn't overcome evil. The more you promote evil, the more the more you advocate for evil, the more evil escalates. Evil doesn't cure evil. Evil cannot resolve evil. Evil only escalates evil. Let's see another so-called leader of Nigerian Christianity and see what they're practicing.
God served me as his apostle of liberation to this continent to stop it from decadence. I heard from God and he has proved it beyond measure. Therefore, every occultic root, every political root of this uprising is caused today. All the northern forces that are sponsoring these uprisings and killings, I decree the cause of God upon them. was even told from reports that they were targeting this church. But then what? Even if I was asleep, you could see everybody here, kill him. Kill him and spill his blood on the ground. I'm sure that's all. What nonsense. What devil. You think our God is an idol? If I can fire on your tail, to around the city, what is it? What devil? I stand today with every authority on me, and I declare the people around cursed. I declare their collaborators cursed. I declare their answers must we not continue to devils? God has anointed me to lead a revolution against Islamic jihadists. And as the Lord liveth, with the anointing of Jehovah, that's on me, we declare them extinct in the name of Jesus.
You see, that revolution that he has started three years ago, nothing has happened, or the thing is growing worse. So that evil will never overcome evil. That's the point we're trying to make. Let's go back to the other guy. Evil will never overcome evil. That guy is right. It is love that could overcome. That is the basic gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. Only love can overcome evil. Evil doesn't overcome evil. And that's why we don't advocate for evil. We advocate for good. Now, some people are commenting that because of the bell that this other guy is using, I shouldn't say it's wrong. So look, these people are so gullible. If I'm telling you something that the guy is wrong, haven't you studied me enough to know that I have my information and I know more than just the bell that I'm talking? I just told you for you to learn to think that when you see the bell, just think. But I gave you other information. I just give you a little information. I know more than you could think. If I tell you that I'm not endorsing him, I'm not sanctioning him because I know that his doctrine is wrong. If you want to know, you better ask and say, Pastor, please, I'm interested. Tell me more. But if you say, okay, that is not enough, you don't dispute, you know, go and do your research. Go and do your research about Branham so that you know that's under who he stands. Anyway, but right now, we are commending him for the good words he's saying. Go ahead.
Now, I do a sober reflection. I don't pray for anybody in the government or Fulani man to die. I am responsible for what is happening. Lord, have mercy. Any prayer beyond that is you are praying useless prayer.
Okay, stop. Now, that is now where we need to begin to correct him now. So when it comes to Nigeria, he is saying we need to just pray. That is the topic of the whole thing. No, let's see the topic. He said, time to ask for mercy for Nigeria. You see, the whole idea he is propagating is that we need to ask for mercy. And that any other prayer outside of mercy is wrong. Any other prayer, we are wasting your time. No. First of all, if you people are interested in knowing what is wrong, maybe I should even ask you. Let me ask you people. Let me see what answer you will give. What is wrong with that statement? Can you repeat that statement? What is wrong with that statement? What is wrong with that statement? With that statement, please. Let's hear that statement again. Yeah.
You stand now and do a sober reflection. I don't pray for anybody in the government or Fulani man to die. I am responsible for what is happening. Lord, have mercy. Any prayer beyond that is you are praying useless prayer.
Stop. So he says the only prayer we need to pray now about Nigeria and the Fulani situation and everything happening in Nigeria is that Lord have mercy. Any prayer besides that is a useless prayer. Can you, anybody tell me, please, why that is wrong? What is wrong with that particular statement? Can anybody, I want to hear your contribution now. What do you people think is wrong with that particular statement? I'm listening. Oh, I hope somebody will write. What is wrong with that particular statement? Not the Oyedepo. I'm talking about this man who says the only prayer Nigeria needs now is a prayer of mercy. Now, let me help you further. The prayer of mercy itself is not wrong. The prayer of mercy itself is powerful. Asking for mercy is great. But what is wrong about the statement that it says the only prayer that Nigeria needs now is the prayer of mercy? Any other prayer is a waste of time. What is wrong with that? Okay, somebody wrote that God has already shown mercy to all of humanity. Yes? Kennedy Festus is saying, I watched this man's church live broadcast. His church is also doing fall down and die prayers. It's horrible. Yeah, but that's not the question I asked now. The question I asked is, what is wrong with this particular prayer point he's raising? What is wrong with this particular one? Or Shinaza says, praying is not the solution to Nigeria. Okay, that is already close. That is already close. Okay, let me see other answers. Moji Sola says, God has given us brain to make reasonable decisions and use law and order. Of course. If you just use the principle of law and order, just one principle alone, that can fix all this problem in Nigeria. Do you know that in the West, do you think they have less problem than us in America or in Europe? They have more problems, maybe worse problems. But the principle of law and order fixes it. Instead of, they don't pray at all. They don't even pray for mercy. Because God has already given us brain. God has already given us brain to use. But Nigeria, everything is prayer. Where is that my book? Only God can save Nigeria. It's a myth, though. That's one of the things that is wrong with this man's prayer. Where is it? See this book here. Only God can save Nigeria. That's the name of the book. Only God can save Nigeria. Only God can save Nigeria. What a myth. It's a myth. It's not only God that can save Nigeria. Nigerians should use their head. Nigerians should use principles. There are principles that God has already given us. God has already shown mercy to us. God has already shown wonder. Somebody else is asking, so Pastor Sunday, what is the solution? Maybe this person is new. I've written books of solution. Look, one of them is called How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. These are secrets, books of solution. Look, how to solve the leadership question in Nigeria. These are solutions. Look, dignity of labor. This is a major solution to Nigeria's problem. Look, Nigeria and the Nigerian economy, the way forward. That is a big solution for poverty in Nigeria. Look, how Nigerian economy can overtake the American economy. Big solution. Look, how Africans brought civilization to Europe. These are big solutions. Look, let the heroes arise. These are big solutions. So, look, discovering the calling and purpose of nations. These are big solutions on how to resolve the problem of Nigeria. Take responsibility, become the Abraham of your nation. Big solution. Know how to do everything excellently, quality, promotion of excellence. That's a big solution. Teaching our people how to win in life. Big solution. Work is better than vacation. Labor is better than favor. Big solution. Don't eat tomorrow's food today. Our oil money, big solution. So you are saying, so what is the solution? Oh, don't tell me what is the solution. Because I've written all these books to bring about solution. See, the danger of monoculturalism, tribalism, How to solve the problem of tribalism. This is a big solution as well. See, raising up personalities, not just biomasses. I am a person. Am I a personality? Big solution. I have all kinds of books here that will let you know that I know what I'm talking about. But that's not what we are going to talk about today. Let's keep on addressing that video. Let's keep on looking at that video.
You are writing private jets. General Overseer, you own estates. General Overseer, you have designer cars. From the office of poor people. Every year you will deceive them that the meaning of first fruit is to bring all their income in January. They brought all their income in January as the first fruit to you. And after they gave it to you, Fulani husband went and killed all of them.
Stop. Beautiful truth. In the new year, Fulani husband always come to kill in January after everybody has given their first fruit. So is that, and after all the prophetic declarations, after all the blessings and the breakthrough and the prophetic declaration of the bishops and pastors in all the churches, the thing that comes after that is death. After all those pastors have said nobody will die this year, nobody will die, it is death that comes. So it means that something is wrong when all these big men are saying one thing and it is the opposite that is happening. Beautiful observation. Good.
Would you stand and go back and think again like Joshua? This is not the promise of God. If the first fruit offering is what you have presented to them, then why should they pay first fruit offering and then they end up dying like that? They contributed money, you built university. And the poor people that you use their money cannot afford to put their children in that school. Government officials steal money and come and give you. And they attend your church. Occultic politicians are the ones sponsoring your ministry. You are laying costs. Which course will you learn? He's having to come back and think, Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. And all of you that get sentimental, I want you to rethink now. Change your prayer point. You know what? Only Daniel prayed. And God had mercy on Israel and returned them to their land. If God can get one man, one woman.
Stop. You see, all the emphasis again is on prayer. God should come down from heaven and fix Nigeria. After everything, God has already done everything. God has already given us all the resources. God has already done everything. And we are still praying. See, the man started very well. He started very well. He did a good expose of all these so-called men of God, of all the crooks, of all the psychopaths. But then, look at the way he's ending it. He doesn't have an answer. By ending that, all those talk like that, good talk, but what is the solution? No solution. But me, I can sit here today and say one solution. Go and look, go and wash go and wash my last HMT. Just that last HMT. That's just one solution. But this next HMT that is coming, I'm going to have the next HMT in April, from 2nd to the 7th of April, or from when? No, that's including the conference, I wanted to say. Maybe from the 1st of April to the, I don't know. But go and check, Sunday Adelaja official, Sunday Adelaja blog, Sunday Adelaja blog /visit, SundayAdelajablog.com/visit, sorry, SundayAdelajablog.com/visit, SundayAdelajablog.com/visit, SundayAdelajablog.com/visit. Go and see when the conference, the anniversary is coming on, and the HMT. Now, in that HMT that is coming in April, God give us long life and preserve our life to then. You know what? I am going to give not just one answer like I did in the last HMT. I am going to give maybe 100 ways, 100 solutions on how we could come out of the way Nigeria is right now and build a developed and civilized Nigeria. Not just Nigeria, any nation. And how to build the topic of the HMT is going to be how to build a developed and civilized country, nation. So I know I have answers. So somebody is saying, what is the answer? Oh, just go and listen to the last HMT on law and order. Let's apply that one on law and order, and you'll see answer easy. For example, let's talk about the Fulani herdsmen. So what is my solution concerning law and order? Very easy. We just need to, the government just needs to empower every state, and I'm sure the Christians will be against this, and they will think that I've been hypnotized by Islamists or the Muslims or by the Fulani, or I'm an agent of Buhari with this solution I'm going to give. But we are supposed to create a civilized country. And if the government doesn't do it, I'm going to do it by the grace of God. At least I'm going to advocate for it. If the Muslims and the Fulani herdsmen agree, I'm going to meet with them. My solution is this. I'm going to meet with Islamic herdsmen. And I'm not a politician, no, just an ordinary citizen when I get to Nigeria. And I'm going to say, now, let us look at the first 10 or 20 countries in the world and in Africa where they have famine, where they have husbandry, where they are rearing livestock, where they are rearing livestock, and how do they feed their livestock? You know, traveling thousands of, even in Saudi Arabia and Arab countries where they used in the desert, where they used to do that. You know, traveling everywhere. In Israel, they used to do that too. Traveling everywhere with their cattle and looking for feed. Nobody does that anymore. Let's examine the top 20 countries in the world. You will see that nobody travels with all their, people, maybe in Africa, people still do it. So how did they resolve that problem in Israel? How did they resolve the problem in Saudi Arabia? How did they resolve the problem in Dubai? They built colonies. They built livestock colonies. So they built safaris, colonies, and ranches. So what we are supposed to do, since every state needs meat, and Nigerians like to eat cow meat, and they like to eat meat. So we cannot just say, okay, let them be in their states alone. Let them have ranches only in the north. No, if they have ranches in the north, then we are going to be importing, and that is going to be more expensive. So what we are supposed to do is to create ranches and colonies for all these livestock farms, and, put them there, so it will be like games, like game reserves. And those kind of game reserves are supposed to be in every of the six geopolitical zones. So those 6 geopolitical zones, we have their own ranches. We have their own colonies. That is what we need. It is about law and order. And so now we will not be having all the cows, going about Lagos or going about Abuja, going about Owerri Street and going to the government house. All those things are embarrassing stuff. And it's because there is no law and order in the mindset of our government. And because the government is, I don't know what they're doing about it. I hope they are doing something about it. But the way to do it is to create ranches and to create, colonies and to create, game reserves. That is the answer and solution. And it's not difficult to do. We have a lot of bushes, a lot of forest. And what we need to do is just to cut it out, like the redeemed people have done, 3 kilometers by 3 kilometers, and fence it. That's it. All of them can enjoy as much as they want. And then help them to process the land and the ground, so that the ground will always be producing grass and vegetable all the time. So that they will not be roaming about the street and the cities and the countries. That is a sign of lack of, law and order. That is just a small solution. But for this man, let's see the video again. To finish this whole thing, after talk, and be saying God again is to blame. Let it play. Just let it play.
One child of God, one, that can truly stand in the gap, because Paul quoted Ezekiel 22 or so, where God says he's looking for a man that stood in the gap. He read it and he's claiming that he is the one to stand in the gap. That scripture says God didn't find any. God looked for who will stand in the gap. He didn't find one man. In Nigeria.
You see, that's one of the prayers we should pray. That God should send people, laborers, people who know the answer. Not be asking God to come and do it. Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. Is that
Yes, sir,
David?
good evening.
David?
Yeah, David.
Yes, welcome. What will you say to what we are talking about today?
Short. To me, I think this guy, the guy really touched the matter.
Yes.
Because other guys have been
They have been killing everybody everywhere.
Die, cause, But this is the truth. Most of them, the problem is that most of them know the truth.
Okay.
But they refuse to talk the truth because most of those guys are their tithe payer and offering givers. So they are shying away to say the truth.
Okay.
These things, if I don't lie you, sir, like what this guy said.
Yes.
We need to come together and make our choice once for all, as if we want this country to remain as one nation. We can't pray that Messiah will come from somewhere to come and rule this nation. Like one of the political, the current party former chairman was talking yesterday. He said even they bring Jesus to come and rule Nigeria the way it is. Understand? Say things will still go wrong. So it's the right time now. We should stop all this kill and die, all the herdsmen die, all this. Let's find solution. Like what you're saying, let's come together and find solution as a nation. Let's say, okay, this is what we want. This is what we don't want. This is what we believe, and we have common goal, and we achieve it. So pastors should go and teach their member how to be a solution provider, not a kill and die members.
Beautiful. Beautiful idea.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So that is it.
Thank you, sir.
So that is my own point. Thank you very much, sir.
Yep, thank you. Now, somebody is saying that they already have ranches in Nigeria, but the herdsmen don't want to use it. That's exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about, that law and order. If there is law and order in place, you refuse to abide by the law, you go to jail. That's law and order. That's what we're talking about. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, DSA and DSA family.
Oh, that is Sister Angela, yes.
Yes, sir. I've been watching.
Yes.
I just entered.
Please speak into the microphone so that your voice will be louder.
Yes. I started that I was busy, so I joined lately when you were showing the video of Chris. I will start from Chris.
Yes.
So I was watching the video and the questions they were asking him concerning the divorce he had with the wife. He was giving excuses where he said that it doesn't matter. After all, Peter, Paul, were they married? And he know that they were not married, and he married in the first place. Why did he marry? He could have stopped it. He went and married. Now he's justifying his wicked atrocities. There was a time I asked one reverend priest and one pastor like that. I said in the Bible, can you tell me the person God permitted to commit adultery? They were looking at me. I said, I thought there was somebody. They said there was nobody. I said, between husband and wife. They said there's nobody. I said, but you are in your own cases. You justify the men to commit adultery, while the women should remain faithful.
Yes.
And in the eyes of God Almighty, Christianity, Jesus Christ said that both the man and the woman should remain faithful to each other.
Yes.
Now he's justifying himself. Now the wife is the one that is bad. I've always told you, in Nigeria, everything is centered on the woman. Even when the man is a fool, when the man is messing up, when the man is bad, he cannot humble himself and come down and fulfill the vow he has vowed before the Almighty God. They claim to be Christians. When there's somebody rise and you don't want to find out that there's a mistake in your life, it's a problem. When you're always justifying yourself that you are better than others, the woman is laying claims. You don't touch her. You don't come close to her. You are keeping concubines. And you think the woman will not be happy. If the woman is the one keeping concubines, will Pastor Christy be happy? And the woman is saying, this is the things you do. He is justifying himself by calling the woman now is the devil. And the woman had been living with devil with him for long, and they have gotten children. He didn't notice that time that woman was a devil. Now his atrocities have come out. And being a man of God who prays, and people die, and he prays for people, and they make money. All these years, he has not delivered Pastor Anita. Then it's a shame to him.
Wow. Wow.
Coming to the issue of
that's a powerful submission.
These people, when they said that there's one in salvation ministry, he said he's divorcing the wife, he's a witch, he's this, he's that, he's that. And you have been telling people that today is a day of mercy. It's a day of judgment. You are going to judge witches and wizards. And the witch or wizard is living with you. You have not judged her. That is how to nail somebody who did not do anything when you want to justify yourself. So if they know they are judging witches in Cameroon, why can't they judge the witch that is lying down with them? And they have forgot to say, remember, they forgot that the Bible said, whoever that sleeps with a witch is a witch. So Pastor Chris is a demon because he has been sleeping with a demon. That is the one. Concerning the issue of Fulani herdsmen, what you are saying is the truth. When I look at the platform, some people came, they are gullible, they are sentimental, they are not understanding anything, they are carried away. Some of them will say Goliath. During the time of David and Goliath, that time there was not Christianity. I was telling somebody today, we answer Christianity. Christianity came when Jesus Christ came.
Yes.
That is the difference. We are Christians. That is Christ-like. The old people were practicing the life of Christ. That is why the Acts said they were first called Christians in Antioch because they were living the life of Christ. Goliath and David is not Christianity. That was the time there were sacrifices. You have to kill goats. You have to kill animals. You have to do one thing or the other. You have to stone the one that committed adultery. You have to cut the hand of somebody that's sick. And when Jesus came, we came into Christianity.
Yes.
And today we claim to be Christians. And whatever we follow is the same law that is happening when Jesus has not come. And when you tell somebody now to perform a sacrifice, he will say that Jesus has come to redeem him. And when he wants to use a case, he wants to be wicked, he will use David and Goliath. Now, concerning this issue, if we are really Christian, the problem is we have not, churches have failed. These men of God, be you Catholic, be you Pentecostal, I don't fear anybody. They have failed. They have not taught people how to live a life of Christ.
Yeah.
They have joined everything with religion. As you are talking now, people are seeing you, maybe it's for Buhari, it's for Fulani herdsmen. That is how our people are. But we have to come out of a problem to solve that problem once and for all. They don't care. What you are doing, if we live a life of Christ, he knows what to do. If we can, he said when our own obedience is complete, he will come in. If our own obedience is complete, to live that life in him, he knows what to do. He knows it all. But we want to take over. You will see Adeboye. He will tell you that he has been judging them since 3 years ago. And the thing is increasing. Suleiman is judging them. And the thing is increasing. Where are they judging them? Inside the building. They don't come out to it. They're inside the building judging them. Causing problem upon problem for the poor people who move around. They are the one fueling all these problems. When they cause inside their room and move with their bulletproof and with their security people, men, and the poor people, they will go and kill them. Instead of them to pick something now and come to a compromise with a solution, let us meet this man. Let us see how we will solve this problem. They will not. They will be deceiving gullible mind. They are rendering judgment. Somebody, Oyedipo was saying that 1982, God will reveal Fulani herdsmen to him. What did he reveal to you? And you didn't tell God to stop it. And you didn't reveal them. And since 1982, it was revealed to you. Now it's manifesting. You didn't tell us to watch. You didn't tell us to stand still. And now it is coming. They have started their calamity. When something happens, if a thief will die now, they say it's them. They didn't tell anybody that by tomorrow, one armed robber, named by so-so will die. They're always here, deceiving people. Look at the man saying that we should pray for mercy. A lot is wrong with what he's saying. Mercy without a change of attitude will not work.
Yes.
That is my contribution. We have to follow the life of Jesus Christ for us to make it and stop this problem once and for all. Thank you, dear.
Ooh, Sister Angela, you don't blast up today again. Oh, thank you very much. That is Odinaka Angel. Odinaka Angel in the Facebook. Odinaka Angel. Wow. What a wisdom. What a powerhouse of wisdom, eh? This woman is full of God's grace and wisdom. Glory to God. Glory to God. Wow, 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 wow. These are the kind of people to be leading churches in Nigeria, not the ones we have now. Hello?
Hello, dear sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir, Osas.
I'm fine, sir.
How are you today?
We are fine, long time, sir.
We are hearing you.
Okay, sir. I just want to thank you for the good work that you are doing. Since I'm before you for September now, you are doing a lot in my family.
Thank you, sir.
About law and order in Nigeria, I must tell you the truth. We are, especially in Nigeria, this past from, we need to do our hard work.
Yes.
It's the only thing that the law and order can work in Nigeria. We need to change our system of government. This is only the truth of the matter. It's not that we have been saying it because a Fulani man can never make a law against Fulani man. A Igbo man can make law against Igbo man. Edo man can make law against Edo man. Yoruba man can make law against Yoruba man. The simple the truth of the matter. Do you know that even today, upon the President Buhari that the security is in the place. Even today, they kill 6 people in Borno State. Even today, it still happen today. All we need to do, especially we in Nigeria in this platform, we should go home and register. Let us change our government. This is a hard time we deliver our country in the hand of people. In the hand of just only one group of people that recycle the government. This is the only thing the law and order can work in Nigeria. Even the governor of the Borno State, where this matter was started, it raised alarm to the security force to get them arrested, but they did not do anything because the power is in the federal. Is there when the president give order they will obey? Okay, just look at where Biafra start their own. They are just demonstrating, but the president give order. Since the army went to the east.
Okay, Osas.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, who gave the order for the military to remove Boko Haram, and why has the Boko Haram been reduced or defeated or reduced now? Is it not the same Buhari? So why should you say Buhari cannot give order against Fulani Hausa people? But those are Hausa people and Fulani people, the Boko Haram. So don't say that though, because Fulani, I remember Buhari was also president in 1984 when I was in Nigeria. Oh, and the way he put all of them in prison. So we shouldn't be biased. We shouldn't make this an ethnicity question. That is what Nigeria is guilty of. We are guilty of making things ethnicity. This is not about ethnicity. It's not about religion. It's not about ethnicity. It's about rule of law and order. That's what I believe.
Yes. Do you know what a governor of Taraba State said?
Yes.
He said when the Borno State put that law, the cattle estimate to leave this country.
Yes.
He said that is what my own.
Sorry, the line is bad. The line went bad for some reason. But I'm not going to be informed by one governor of Taraba or whatever state. I am well informed enough to know exactly what is right. I'm not going to allow somebody of a who is less informed to come and determine my judgment. My judgment is based on truth, so not on sentiment. And that's one thing Nigerians must learn to do. Not base our judgment on sentiment, but on truth. Hello?
Hello, Pastor. How are you doing? This is Solomon from Chicago.
I'm doing well. From where?
Solomon from Chicago.
From Chicago. Oh, Solomon, yes. How are you, sir?
Pastor, fine.
Pastor, you know what? First of all, I'm going to address this issue in two different forms.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I would like to correct Sister Adelaja.
Yes.
I liked her so much.
Yes.
But calling Pastor Chris a demon, I think maybe she misspoke on that.
No, she didn't. No. It's you who didn't get it. You didn't listen to her very well.
Okay. So he said that.
No. Listen to what she said. I'm going to let you know what she said. What she said is that Pastor Chris was alluding to the fact that the wife is a demon. Because the wife was manipulated by Satan. So the man, Sister Angela is now saying, how can she be under satanic influence and all these years you are living with her and you didn't cast out that demon in her? So does that mean that you are living with a demon and you are casting out demon from other people?
Right. Okay,
that's
thank
what
you
she was saying. Yes.
Sister Adelaja, I'm sorry, okay, for misunderstanding. I apologize, all right?
Yes.
Don't blast me tomorrow, I beg you.
She know how to blast very well.
Yes, so I'll be your person, I beg, Now, Pastor, coming to this issue, right?
Yes.
I know you. It's been a long time. I want to bring in the scripture right now.
Yes.
You know, in the Bible.
Yes.
When the people were building tower to go and see God.
Yes.
And God saw the power of their unity. And he gave them different languages.
Yeah.
And for that reason, they could not meet up to their objectives. They were scattered. Now, if you look at the world we live in today, countries that speak one language.
Yeah.
There is unity, there is progress. But if you look at countries that have diverse languages, tribes, there is disunity. Now, coming to Nigeria, if you look at in the north is united by tribe and religion, which is Islam. But if you come to the south, we are divided. The Igbos and the Yorubas don't get along. I am from Delta State. In Delta State, you have the Urhobos, you have the Ijaw, you have the Shekiri. This tribe, they don't get along because of different languages. So that's one major problem in Nigeria. So to change Nigeria, first of all, people must come into unity, into one umbrella. And I don't know how I'm not saying it's not possible, but I mean, that's one challenge we're going to be facing. Now, like yesterday, I disagree with Mayowa. I just wanted to find out something. Pastor Paul, right? I knew he was talking out of, even me, right? I was really upset when I saw the people that were being killed. Now, my question is, as Christians, right?
Yes.
I'm not in support of any pastor asking his member to carry guns and go and be fighting. No, I'm not after that. But what should a Christian do when if you have the means to defend yourself and the enemies that are coming to attack you? And let's say you have a gun or you have a knife or a cutlass, right? And these people are coming to kill your family and you are home. What should you do as a Christian?
You are definitely supposed to defend yourself. You are supposed to incapacitate the attacker, not necessarily killing the attacker, but stopping him.
Okay, good. And then finally, right, the church has failed. You know why? If the church has not failed, right, Pastor, if the church has not failed, if actually the power of God is really burning in all the churches, all this prayer they've been praying, right, would have yielded result. It would have resolved because the church they've fallen short of the grace, you know. That is why, because the Bible says that if my people who are called, because a friend of mine called me, said they are having a fasting. They are fasting. I said, listen, this is it. The Bible is clearly, the Bible stated it clearly that if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves, take my faith and turn away from their evil ways, I, the Lord, will heal their land.
Yes.
And I told her that the reason why there is atrocity in Nigeria today is because the church is rejected from God. And not until they come back to God, you know, we're not going to achieve no result.
And that is what that man was talking about. The man who said time to ask for mercy. That's exactly the point he was making.
That man, exactly. Honestly, the man is absolutely correct.
Yes.
Very correct. I'm very happy when you said you're not endorsing him, because even me, I have my own, from his body language, I didn't even really trust him, even though I approved what he said.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad that you made the people on the platform understand that we are not endorsing him. Thank you very much, Pastor. We love you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Right. Beautiful. So, yeah, so we need to, we need to analyze things, and we need to inform our people, and we need to help our people to be well informed and to, to think. Let me recommend other books for you, and I want to say these books here, you can make money from them. You can become distributor. You can become a distributor and make money up to 50% from every book. And the way to do it is write us dssbooks@gmail.com. dssbooks@gmail.com. That's how you'll be able to get the right to be able to distribute these books. Mountain of Ignorance is a book that will set our people free. Let's distribute it to them. Creative and Innovative Power of a Genius is a book that will set our people free. These are my answers. Why you must urgently become a workaholic. These are books that will set our people free. Life is an opportunity. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is calling from Scotland again.
It's like you are in a room, or it's like you are in a hole. There is an echo coming on. Can you go somewhere where
let me adjust it. Yeah, let me adjust it. Just a moment.
It's like you are using a, what do you call it?
Is that okay now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. I say I'm Haruna calling from Scotland.
Yeah, just speak louder, sir.
Okay. I just want to make contribution.
Yes, sir.
Based on the video we are showing now, I'm an addict.
Yes.
Already I told you of the radical decision I took.
Yes.
And I'm not going back from it.
Okay.
And I promised to send you a book I wrote also, Balancing the Extremes of Life.
Okay, sir.
But I want to make a contribution, and I know you are the type that will listen.
Yes.
Because unlike the pastor that will say, when you correct me, I'll curse you, you are not like that.
No.
So I know you are a humble man. I've seen it from the way you do your thing. I noticed something because yesterday my wife was having it rough.
Yes.
Because we're trying to stabilize our decision now.
Okay.
But she pointed something which I believe a lot of people too are pointing.
Okay.
Now I want to make reference to the presentation my wife is doing. She's doing a fantastic job. I watch all her videos.
Okay.
And I believe she's spot on.
Okay.
But at times it looks as if we are guilty of what we are correcting others.
Which is what?
Which is now, this is a man of God. Even the Bible says we should respect elders. Yes, like you rightly say, we are not perfect. We all make mistakes. That's why Jesus died.
Yes.
So if we point example of an error by a man of God, it's not Christ-like to mock him.
Okay.
Because he said some of the comments, some of the phone calls, when they call Maiwa, they will be mocking men of God. They will say, liar, 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 liar. I think Maiwa will repeat liar, liar, liar like 5 times. Yes, those people are wrong. They have not repented.
If that is the case, I will also say that is absolutely wrong. I will not support that.
Yes. When my wife pointed out this to me, more especially the video she made about Matthew Oshomolo. Yes, he's wrong. We all know he's wrong.
Yeah, but we don't want. But God doesn't want the death of the sinner. God doesn't want a sinner to perish. So we shouldn't. Even though it might be, even if it's a fact that it's a liar, we should say it's a lie. It's a liar. But we shouldn't. We shouldn't do it in a mocking.
We are not.
We shouldn't do it in a mocking way.
Personalities. It's what they do that we are correcting.
Absolutely so.
Right?
Yes.
Including Adeboye, Oyedepo, whatever you like, these are even by their age, they are respected people in the community.
Yes.
So if those people are, my wife asked me now, your dad, if your dad is wrong, would you like me to be calling your dad a liar, 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 liar?
Yeah, I understand.
I don't like that.
No.
Because he's still my father.
I think point well made.
She told me that Matthew Oshomolo has gray hairs on his head.
Yeah, no.
He's old enough to be her father.
I don't know.
So how will his children
feel? I don't know. You've made your point, and I've supported you already. I'm sure.
Okay, let me go to the next one.
Mayowa is hearing, and we are going to take note of that.
Okay, the next one.
I absolutely agree with that.
the next one is, I'm from the place where Boko Haram have destroyed.
Yes.
My village has been destroyed by Boko Haram.
Yes.
So I'm telling you from a vantage point.
Okay.
And I don't have sentiment. I supported the coming of Buhari as president.
Right.
But I want you to go and watch the video that was done by Tunde Bakare.
Yeah.
Yesterday
I watched it. I watched it.
About the state of the nation.
I saw it.
What this man is saying is fact.
Yeah.
The president has made error in handling this crisis.
But in that particular wait. I don't know. Wait. But in that particular speech of Tunde Bakare was actually commending in that particular video Buhari for Boko Haram that is a good progress. That is one area where he has done a good job.
Yeah, we commend him for Boko Haram. But the menace of the cattle riders is even trying to overtake that of Boko Haram.
Yeah, but that is exactly what the Christians in Nigeria are saying. But that is gullibility and utter exaggeration. To be saying that the cattle riders something is worse than Boko Haram or worse than militant is just stupidity, because it is overemphasized. Of course, it is overemphasizing the deal. To that extent. Yeah, but we shouldn't also be making the same mistake of overstretching fact just because we want to make a point. Okay. Yeah. So let's give them opportunity. Let's give this government opportunity to address the Fulani situation. If they are not addressing it, we are going to keep on talking. But nobody wants to say that this Fulani something didn't start. The herdsmen didn't start under this government. During the 4 years of the government of Jonathan, they killed over 2,000 people. In Nigeria, these herdsmen. So it has been there. But we are expecting Buhari to respond, and I'm sure he's going to respond. And the reason why I know he's going to respond, maybe he's not going to respond. Let me tell you what is happening. I'm not privy into his inner circles, and I don't know how he's approaching it. But from my spirit, I know in my spirit what he's doing. He's not coming forward to make a statement because that is his support base. So he's not going to come forward in the television to say, I'm against you and you people, because then he's going to, be having problems among his own support base. But I am sure that he's silently or secretly giving the security forces order to go and resolve it, but maybe not even in his name, but his action, because he's more there is no governor or no president would like to be managing a house and want the house to collapse upon his head. I'm sure he is not interested in that, believe me. And especially now that election is coming and he wants to come back, I'm sure he's going to deal with it. I'm just sure of that.
Let's hope so, and I pray you're right, sir.
Yes. And then another problem that Christians are making again is that, somebody went and did a video, a Yoruba guy like that, and he said Buhari is not going to respond to the herdsman situation because Buhari that herdsman is not herdsman. It's a military, Islamic military something warriors, and that it is Buhari that is the head of it. And that is being done. That video, that man, that Yoruba guy is speaking. It is a PDP thing. And our Christians don't even know that is PDP that made that guy to go and do that video. People like Fani Kayode, they are the ones pushing those kind of people to do those kind of videos. But Christians just see that kind of video and believe it that yes, Buhari, who is the president of the country, is the one who set up a military something to go and destroy his own presidency. I mean, no logic. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so that is basically aspect. I want you to be balanced in looking at it. Yes, we cannot draw conclusion now, but like I'm not also comfortable with his New Year speech. I want you to go and look at his New Year speech.
I watched it now.
That was not what I